People deluded. Arsenal 3. I believe it's Al-Nasr, Dubai. Forgive me if I mispronounced their name. 2. We win 3-2 in our exhibition match. I call it exhibition match in Dubai because we went out there for warm weather training. Obviously, there was an element to commercial sort of opportunities with going out there. Obviously, if you see even with Mesut Ozil, every corporation out there's taking a picture of him. But yeah, we did our thing. We played the game. We won. Nobody's injured. Everybody remains in good health. And now we return and we can focus on the Premier League. Well, I say that we've got over a week until we play on the Monday. But yeah, man, what can I say? 3-2. We had to come back from behind. Obviously, it was a bit mad, but 3-2. To most people, you'll see the stature in class between the two sides. No disrespect to them in their relative nation and league, but Arsenal's on a different stature of a club, football reasons and commercially. So yeah, but I think it was a good test for our young players, man. I really think it was a good test for our young players. I'd say for me, out of all the young players that impressed me, I feel Ben Sheaf had a very good game. I know he lost the ball. We'll get onto it, but I feel he lost the ball for the first goal. It weren't his fault. Mustafi was doing nonsense, but he lost the ball for the first goal. I feel Medley playing out of position at left back, which he has done a couple of times for under 23s. He had a very good battle out there, because I always say with Medley, he's very good bringing out the ball, very gracious like a Rolls Royce, all the things you look for in a modern day centre half. I do think he is very naive in terms of positioning and following runners, and you did see that yesterday. Sometimes he wasn't following runners, not getting tight. You saw them having a lot of space down the left-hand side. Now, a lot of that I felt was because of the gaps, because of, I don't know, our players looked a bit tired. It looked like it was hella hot out there, but there was that. Sometimes they were getting the better of him, so it was good. It was a good test for him to play against I'd say very experienced pros. I don't know them players, but they looked way more experienced than what he's played with or played against under 23s level. So it was a good test. I feel 2-2 in the second half when he came off the bench as well. John Jules obviously scored, and Michi was involved in the first. So it was a good little run out for the boys. I feel Mavropanos looked good. Mustafi again looks terrible. Don't know why he can't stay at his feet, and I don't like to be personal, but I can't understand how someone is so bad. Obviously, he's a better footballer than all of us, but how can someone be so terrible, man? It's ridiculous, really and truly. I feel Amici in the 3rd minute, one thing he's got to learn is how to mix up his plays. We played a blind pass in the 3rd minute, and they counter-attacked to no avail. But at this level, obviously it's the game and the context don't really mean anything, but at this level, if that was Premier League, that could have been a result of a goal. You see these things happen all the time. 7th minute we went close, but if I'm honest with you, there wasn't really much to speak on in the game. We know there was a lot of changes, a lot of young players on the field. I feel they were doing all right. I feel Al-Nasr, again, forgive me if I've mispronounced their name, for what it's worth, I feel they play, obviously they're G'd up for this. They're playing against Arsenal. I feel they moved the ball around good. I feel they got in behind well. I feel they were decent, but generally there wasn't, I wouldn't say there's a lack of tempo. I feel Suarez was all right, but I just feel there's not really anything to talk about, really and truly. I'd say the humid sort of weather it looked like out there, it looked like it was playing a part. I mean, Ozil, Lacazette, everybody looked after a while. It's like it's too hot for this sort of thing. The changes as well, there isn't really much to speak about, to be fair with you. Obviously we went behind in the 15th minute or so against the run of play. Sheaf, who has been, for me, like you saw in we're getting on a bit, but the 20th minute and just before that, lovely when he gets the ball out of his feet and clips it over the top. He's not afraid to do that, and for me, I can't understand why he wants to play under 23s football at Arsenal. He should be somewhere playing first team if it's not here. But he lost the ball in the middle. They counter-attacked. A lot of people out of position. It comes down Medley's side, I believe. Again, his positioning isn't the best, but I don't necessarily feel it's his fault. Can't stop the cross coming in. The cross comes in. I don't know what Mustafi's doing, and it's actually a good finish, to credit where due, against Leno, our #1 keeper. It's 1-0 at this moment in time. Mustafi is just Mustafi. To be fair, I did feel the left-sided centre-half for us could have kind of helped Medley out in kind of trying to prevent the goal. But it's 1-0, man. It's 1-0. I feel in the 20th minute, like I said, Lacazette, or 20th or so minute, Lacazette should have done better with an opportunity. A lovely clip ball over the top from Ben Sheaf again. Good touch from Lacazette, and it just didn't do enough in it, and the chance quickly evaporated. But yeah, man, there isn't really that much to speak about, man. I feel Amici is doing quite well off that right hand side. At times he's overhitting passes. I like when he's coming inside, and he showed his excitingness. He's showing little things here and there with his balance. I love when he does that thing where he pretends he turns and his back's to goal and he drops his shoulder. He's doing little things like that, which shows potentially the sort of player he could be. And for me, it's a crime if either Saka and Amici both don't make it here. Definitely if one doesn't make it here, it's a crime at this club. But we're doing all right, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Sheaf and Amici in particular. Lacazette looks all right. Ozil's doing okay, but Denis Suarez is probably the most lively in my opinion. Again, there's not really much to play for. The key is not to get injured, not to exert too much energy and things. There's not really anything to play with. And also, again, it looked like the heat was playing a part in my opinion. 24th minute, I feel Ozil and Suarez could have done better for one of the counter-attacks we went on to try and get us back in the game, people. But other than that, it weren't really much to speak about coming to the end of the half. For me, the goal to make it 1-1, I feel Jenkinson was quite determined down that right-hand side to overlap Amici and things like that. I feel it was a very good team move, to be fair, man. Everyone was involved in play. I feel Amici's come off that right-hand side. He's come inside. He's held onto the ball very well. He's found some space. He's obviously found Denis Suarez, who obviously found Jenkinson. Eventually, the ball's in the back of the net, man. It was a lovely team move. Suarez will get the assist, but I feel Amici did very well in that game, in that goal, and he showed what he can do when he mixes up his play. And again, it's good for Amici because 9 times out of 10 on the 23 level, he's burning the fullback. This time, he was getting past the fullback, but he was having to be smart. Sometimes check back in, play the pass first time, sometimes take his man on, sometimes come inside. And I feel he has the skill set we're actually missing personally, and he can grow into that player. I know with Arsenal fans, we get excited with a lot of young players and football fans in general. Give the man time. He's still developing clearly. Did for me, obviously it looked like there was a bit of nerves in his performance as well for me personally, but he's a special man and he showed glimpses, man. It's 1-1 at this moment in time. Disappointed not to keep a clean sheet, but we're back in the game at this moment, man. Half time, obviously, you're going to see a lot of changes. Czech's obviously going to play. Feel Amici is quite. I feel could have allowed Amici to start a bit of the second half and show what he's on, to be fair with you, but he's come off late in the second half, obviously 2-2, and John Jules came on. Forgive me if I'm wrong. John Jules definitely didn't come on directly at half time, but there was a whole bunch of changes and things like that. And to be honest with you, I was very impressed with Ose Tutu, man. I know not Wenger. You remember he was using him in pre-season. He's not really had a look in, and he's 20 or so. He's at the age where he needs to go and play first team football somewhere or be exposed to it, because the under 23s is not going to help you. I think he's improved defensively over the last 18 months, but all of his strengths for me are probably going forward. But I like him a lot. If we're playing with wing backs, he kind of fits the high energetic approach that Unai Emery wants. He might not be the most eye-catching fullback, but he does his thing, man. And I feel initially when he came on, he gave the ball when we were countered and it didn't come to no avail. But I was very impressed with his energy, his willingness to make a tackle, getting up and down the field, and to make it 2-1. It's all him, in my opinion. Yes, Lacazette is the one that scored, those who got the assist, but it all comes from Ose Tutu winning the ball back, interception. That's what you want from your fullbacks. Box it to Ozil. It's a cute little flick from Ozil. Obviously, Lacazette does the rest, if I remember correctly. It's 2-1 at this moment in time. John Jules makes that goal himself. I feel to make it 3-1, we pressed very well. John Jules nicks the pocket of the centre-half. Obviously, he then does very well. He does a little skill. I don't even know how to describe that skill. Little skill to do the keeper. There's 2 people on the line. He kept a calm head and he scored. When I saw the goal and when I watched it all again, he looked like his facial expressions. He knew once he got past that keeper, he knew he was scoring and his name was in lights, man. Good goal from him, and that's what you want to see. Yes, against he obviously wants to score Premier League, Champions League, Europa League, more intensity game sort of thing. But this is what dreams are made of for the young 18-year-old lad, man. He's been dreaming of this probably before he even got to Arsenal. He's been dreaming of it since he's been working hard in the academy to stay in there, make progress, get the scholarship, get the pro deal, make his under 18s, 23s first team appearance, and the next one you're just hoping that him and Amici and a couple others, by the end of the season, you never know what could happen in terms of making a debut. And it's a lovely moment for him, man. It's the stuff dreams are made of. Testament to his family and the people around him for helping him to get here. Testament to the coaching staff that have helped him along the way, and hopefully it's the first of many. It's a lovely moment, and you lot know I love young players. This is the sort of stuff I live for. It's 3-1. Young balls have come on and scored. Tutu's playing well as well. The young players are doing their thing, man. It's 3-1. obviously we're disappointed to not keep a clean sheet, but let's not go OTT. It's 3-1 at this moment in time, man. 3-2, obviously their man is brought down in the 90th minute. I think Denis Suarez lost the ball. Forgive me if I'm... In fact, it wasn't Suarez. We lost the ball. We're counter-attacked in the 90th minute. Pegliuoso, again, you could class him as a young player. He's still young on the grand scheme of things, and he is the second stream. But he is one of the more experienced young defenders at this club. Twice the experience of someone like Medellin, for example. He's been on loan in Spain. He's 23 years of age, and to be honest, he is a good defender. He puts in his work, but you can't. He was very naive. I wouldn't say he clattered the man, but you could see his commitment was just purely to win the ball. But you've got to be a bit smart. You can't really go down like that to try and win the ball in the box. You know you're kind of going to get conned. It is a foul, but you're playing against some very street smart individuals for the opposition. He doesn't play for the penalty, but he kind of knows what's going to happen, and the contact is made. And Pegliuoso's got to learn from that if he's going to kick on into first team at Arsenal. I know Lomberg wants him to get a new deal or anywhere else. He clatters him, he brings him down, obviously from the resulting penalty, It's put in against Czech, and it's 3-2, man. And on paper, it looks like a closer game than it was. I feel personally, Al-Nasr, Dubai, they can have credit to themselves, man. Obviously, they were G'd up for an occasion. It's playing against Arsenal. I don't feel they sat back and took our players for stars and was like, oh, wow, there's Lacazette, there's Ozil, there's Leno, and etc. They had a good goal. I feel they had some good moves as well. I think they even had some good opportunities that they probably could have scored more in the first half. I feel they gave as good as they got. And yeah, man, what can I say? The main thing for me is that young, inexperienced players, nobody's injured. As far as I know, everybody can return back to England, got through this and things, because you imagine the scenes if someone got injured in this commercial match. We technically didn't need to play, but yeah, everybody's fit. Everybody got a little run out. For guys like John Jules, it's a confidence booster. It's a reward for his good work in the academy. It gives him something to work harder for when he goes back to the 23s and trains with the first team, to almost make sure, you know, Emery can't leave him out, sort of thing. For Amici as well, it's been a long time coming. Obviously, you want to see him play in official Premier League or something competition, but he's played for the first team. He's got to train as long with John Jules and the rest. They've been training for a week with the first team, flying out with the first team, travelling with the first team, seeing what it means to really be an Arsenal player. So they've all got something to work hard for when they return, man. And ultimately we won, and yeah, it looked like it was a good commercial experience, man. So what more can I say? Arsenal won 3-2. There's really not much more to say on that. Apologies for the late review, people. Obviously, I couldn't watch it at the time. Sadly, like you lot, I have to earn a living. But I got round to it last night, and here we are at this point in time talking about it. So on that note, people, Deluded, thank you for watching. I'm out.